Night Watchman. It was a quiet night in the small village, and the Night Watchman had just started his shift. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of blooming frangipani. Traditional Malay houses stood on stilts, their wooden frames casting long shadows in the moonlight. As he patrolled the village streets, the usual nighttime sounds seemed to be swallowed by an unsettling silence. Even the crickets had ceased their song, and the shadows appeared darker, more menacing. As he walked past the outskirts of the village, he caught a faint sound that sent a chill down his spine. It was the soft, haunting cry of a baby, barely audible over the rustling of the trees. Driven by curiosity, he decided to investigate. The cries led him through a narrow path, overgrown with vines, to an old, decrepit house that the villagers believed to be cursed. Coconut trees swayed gently, their leaves rustling like whispers of forgotten spirits. Why is there a baby crying at this hour? No one lives here anymore. It must be an abandoned child. But why here, of all places? As he approached the house, the cries grew louder, filling the air with an eerie sense of desperation. His heart pounded as he pushed open the creaking door, stepping into the dark, musty interior. The smell of mold and decay was overwhelming. The wooden floorboards groaned under his weight as he moved cautiously through the abandoned rooms, his torch casting flickering shadows on the walls. Spider webs hung in the corners, swaying with each draft of wind. In one room, bathed in the ghostly light of the moon filtering through a broken window, he saw her, a figure with long, flowing black hair and a tattered white dress, stood with her back to him. The source of the baby's cries. The watchman called out, but she remained motionless. As he edged closer, she turned around slowly, revealing hollow eyes and blood-stained teeth, her face a mask of sorrow and malevolence. It was the Pontianak. This can't be real. The stories, they were just myths, weren't they? But here she is, right in front of me. I need to get out of here. The watchman felt paralyzed with fear as the Pontianak let out a bone-chilling scream, a sound that seemed to pierce the very night itself. He tried to flee, but his legs felt heavy, almost as if rooted to the spot. The Pontianak glided towards him, her eyes burning with a fierce, sorrowful rage. Desperately, he remembered the old tales his grandmother used to tell him. He fumbled for the iron nail he carried in his pocket. A talisman said to repel evil spirits. With shaking hands, he held the nail out in front of him, hoping it would be enough to keep the vengeful spirit at bay. Please, let this work. Grandma always said the iron would protect us. Please, let her be right. The Pontianak halted, her gaze fixed on the iron nail. For a brief moment, it seemed as if she might retreat. Seizing the moment, the watchman turned and bolted out of the house, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He ran through the overgrown path, not daring to look back. As he sprinted, he could feel the Pontianak's presence behind him, the air growing colder with each step. His surroundings blurred as he focused solely on escaping. He didn't stop until he reached the village square, collapsing to his knees, heart pounding wildly. He was surrounded by concerned villagers, their faces a mix of curiosity and fear. Gathering his wits, he recounted his harrowing encounter, warning them to avoid the cursed house. and never to follow the cry of a baby at night. I thought I was done for. That scream, it's something I will never forget. We must all stay away from that place. The Pontianak is real. To this day, the Night Watchman's tale is told as a warning to the villagers. The abandoned house remains untouched, a silent reminder of that dreadful night. His story serves as a chilling reminder of the supernatural dangers lurking in Malay folklore. The legend of the Pontianak continues to haunt those who hear it. A spectral warning etched into the very fabric of the night. Villagers now avoid the area altogether, and even the bravest among them dare not venture near the house after dark. The Night Watchman's experience has become a part of their collective memory, a cautionary tale passed down through generations. The Watchman himself rarely speaks of that night, but when he does, his eyes reflect the lingering terror. He has become a living legend, his story a testament to the power of folklore and the chilling reality that sometimes the myths are true. Every time I pass by that house, I feel her presence. It's as if she's watching, waiting. The fear never truly leaves you. It's a reminder that some legends are born from truths we cannot fully understand. The village has changed since that night. New houses have been built, and life has moved on. But the memory of the Pontianak remains. It's a ghost story that binds them, a shared fear that keeps the old legends alive.